How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome back to another Locals feature match. It's been a little while since I've uploaded one of these, but haven't been able to go to Locals for quite some time, mainly because Locals was actually on hold for a couple weeks, and then on top of that, I had to wait to get my second dose of the vaccine. So put both of those things together. Equals no Locals feature matches for a bit of a longer period than, I would have liked. But it is what it is. Really glad to be back. Feature matches are back. First place Locals profiles. One deck, 1 month, you name it. All sorts of great content. And speaking of great content, I put out what has to be my best video that I've ever made just a couple days ago called... There's Only One in the World, a story of where I graded my most cherished card, a card we pulled way back in October. Go check that video out. Be a link to it up in the top right. If you haven't seen it, stop watching this video, go watch that video, and come back to this one if you'd like. But we have Sky Striker versus Tri-Brigade because for some reason Sky Striker's back in the game because they brought Engage back to 1. Still can't actually process it that the card is actually legal again. It's almost just every time I think about it, it upsets me. So I'm gonna try not to think about it too much. But Rescue Cat gets met with a Valor, and his MST gets met with an IO. I guess for me it's really good seeing that, seeing a Striker player get met with IO on game 1 of all things. And I believe the rest of his hand is all spell cards, which you also really hate to see. So our Tri-Brigade player is going to start off by drawing, then paying that 700 from IO in the standby phase, and probably just going to try to clean things up here as he goes for Rescue Cat again. And it looks like it will go through. Not a second copy of Valor here. No Ash either. And summoning out a Karass and a Kit. Linking off those two, probably for the Farragut, the Baron Blossom. Yep, and there's also a new Tri-Brigade link out as well. The importance of that one is it does allow the deck actually to be able to search Tri-Brigade Revolt, which I think is really the strong point of this deck. I mean, I know the deck has a lot more utility, but Revolt is just a crazy card through and through. And it's definitely one of the strong points of the deck. It's really, really powerful. But Artifact Lancia is a great counter to the deck as well. So, I mean, it's not, unchecked, if you will. Lancia is sometimes just like, yeah, go next game kind of thing. So, now we're going to see Farragut use its effect to summon one from the hand. It's going to be another copy of Kit. And we're going to see Kit banish 3 here to go ahead and perform a Link Summon. And it looks like he's going to go for Raise Velger the Desperate Doom Eagle. I probably butchered that name, but it is what it is. So, I mean, at this point, it's pretty obvious who's going to take game 1 here unless there's some miraculous turnaround for our Sky Striker player. I mean, I don't even really know what card he can draw at this point that would get him out of the situation. He would just really need to be able to get into a Nightmare Phoenix. Now he's going to use his normal summon on Fractal, and it looks like he's seen enough, and we're just going to go ahead and get into game 2 here. But yeah, I think Nightmare Phoenix probably was the only out to that IO, but it would have been very hard to do that without access to spells, because Hornet Drones has been a very easy way. He would need like Ray and Rose to get into that. But either way, we're in game 2 now, and as we get things started here, troll on the Resolution Eroda. I want to mention a quick shout out to our sponsor over at Imperium Duelist. They sell amazing playmats, deck boxes, dice, sleeves, and backpacks now. So check out the site down below, and if you're buying anything off that site, don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout. Save 10% off your entire order. Support the channel in the process. And if you're buying anything on TCG Player, please do not forget to use the affiliate link I have located in the description below and all of my videos. If you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase goes right back in the channel. Helps out a ton. And if you want to see videos like this early and other sort of perks and behind the scenes things, consider becoming a member of the channel today. So, a very quick and swift turn again for our Sky Striker player, like we saw in game 1. And if our Sky Striker player is watching this, I'm sorry. I had to put you on the feature match round 1, and I'm also sorry this ended up being the result. IO game 1 and then a Droll Unlock game 2. Like, if you had to, like, choose what would be, like, the 2 worst possible cards to run into as a Sky Striker player, those would probably be the worst that you could pick. IO game 1, Droll game 2, on a Rhoda of all things. But, you know, he does have some responses. We're going to see a Valor on the Karass, and we're also going to see Heavy Storm Duster on a Solemn Strike, which is going to be kind of huge because Strike could be rather devastating, stopping one of the Striker links from being able to go through. And we're going to see Ray and Area 0, of course, the whole classic activate Area 0, target Ray, chain Ray. You know, get your link out and get a Sky Striker card, hopefully in the process. Revealing Rose and Widow Anchor there were 2 of the potential targets. And looking to possibly go for the Anchor, but having second thoughts here. Permanence being one of the other cards revealed. So, go for Rose, get that extra body on board. It looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Probably realizes that he doesn't directly need to get to Widow Anchor right now. At least it's just my thought, because, like, you could probably get to Widow Anchor via other means, whether it be, you know, attacking directly, or just attacking with a Hayate, dumping it to the grave and getting it back with a Kagari, or just using Gauge. That's a perfectly viable way to do it as well. You could definitely use that Engage card. Yeah, that's one reason not to grab it off that Hayate. I mean, granted, he could have gotten either card and then searched the other, but he's actually just going to go for multi-roll here, which also just makes sense, because multi-roll is a crazy card, as we all know. Anybody that played in that format, toss format, I guess as it's called, you all know how these cards work and how frustrating they often were to deal with. I certainly do. I remember I was playing Block Dragon BA in that format. That was very, very fun. Oftentimes had a very good matchup against a lot of the decks at the time. At least that I can remember. But he's going to play the multi-roll. Going to go into the battle phase. He's going to attack over the Karass for 300, because I believe it's at 12. Dropping him down to 77 to his 68. Linking now into a Kagari. And he's going to chain Rose here, it looks like. And attempts to chain block. But chain blocking the Bell, I believe, is what he'd be trying to do. But DD Crow is there to save the day regardless. And is going to hit that Engage. Obviously, going to be the primary target of the Kagari to add back. Now, I guess that is, like, sort of the one benefit, you know, of Engage being at 1 right now, is it's very, very vulnerable to a card like DD Crow. But that means, you know, having DD Crow possibly in the main or in the side is something that you're going to want to heavily consider, because that 1 Engage is very easy for them to find still, and it's also very easy for them to recur off of Kagari, off of, you know, a multi-roll, etc., etc. And that sometimes that's all they need. But if you get rid of it very early, like we've seen our Tri-Brigade player do here with the DD Crow, you know, that grind game really just falls off very, very quickly. So he's going to recover a little bit here. He's going to go into Shizuku, get the Widow Anchor, chain it, and then get it back with a multi-roll. Sent off Rose earlier with the multi-roll. So cleared his main monster zone. And there it is. Lightning Storm 4-3. This has to be one of the most unluckiest matches for our Sky Striker player. Let's go ahead and put like a checklist up here, right? So game 1 we had IO, and then in game 2 we have Droll Unlock, DD Crow, and now a Lightning Storm. I don't really know how it could be much worse. Our Tri-Brigade player is just absolutely savaging this man. So much so that he might just have to drop Striker altogether after this match. Funny thing is also, I actually ended up playing against our Striker player here in round 4 of this locals as well. You guys will hear about that in the next 1 month episode featuring Photon Galaxy. So it looks like Kit is going to Link Summon for Shurig, and that will activate its effects to banish the Suzuku, and that will, of course, trigger Ray since it did leave the field. And from here, he could go into the battle phase, but that would, of course, allow him to, use Ray to tag into something like Kaina, slow things down, kind of put the brakes on, play a bit more of the control game here. But probably going to keep extending. I'm going to link off Shurig and Kit for the Baron Blossom and activate Shurig's effect. If it's sent to the graveyard, I believe you can search like a Beast Warrior or Tri-Brigade card. We'll see what he is going to add here. And also has the other effect of Baron Blossom here to take advantage of as well. Be able to summon one from the hand. So it looks like he's going to add Nerval. Offer the cut. And yeah, I mean, at this point, like, what else can you really do as a Sky Striker player right now? Like, what else could you possibly do? Where is the possible path to victory from this point? I don't know. Maybe, like, if you stop and analyze the game state here, I don't really know if there's a possible way for Striker to come back. Like, I don't know. But if anybody wants to take the time to figure out that complex equation, feel free to post it in the comments because I'd actually be interested to read. But yeah, so he's going to summon out Nerval here with the Baron Blossom, and debating on whether he wants to banish 2 here or not. Looks like he's going to banishing Shurig and Ominous Omen, going for the new Tri-Brigade link, which I believe its name is Bearbrum. I could be wrong, but this is the one where when it hits the grave, allows you to search a Tri-Brigade spell or trap, giving the deck, again, a consistent way to search out its most busted trap, being the Tri-Brigade Revolt, so allowing to basically go into Ominous Omen during the opponent's turn for that non-target banish. And if there are multiple omens, it turns into multiple non-targeting banishments. So we're going to see him link all 3 of those into an Appaloosa, which is going to be very strong here going against this Ray. He'll get Bearbrum's effect. He'll get the effect of Nerval. And he's also going to get the effect of Farragut as well to draw 1 and then put 1 to the bottom of his deck here. So resolving a lot of chains. I believe it went Baron Blossom 1, Bearbrum 2, Nerval 3. So he'll get that draw. And yeah, pretty solid set of chain links here to get into a card like Appaloosa. All of these pluses. Oh yeah, and I believe you also have to put a card back to the bottom of your deck for Bearbrum as well when you search the Tri-Brigade spell or trap. So yeah, this deck also kind of reminds me of Burning Abyss a little bit too. I guess I never really made this connection, but a lot of the effects triggered when the cards just hit the graveyard. They don't have to be sent to the graveyard by a card effect or as link material. They just they just have to be sent, to the grave, period. I mean, a lot of times they are being sent as link material, but they can just be sent however, which is really cool. So he will attempt the Ray, and Appaloosa, of course, will negate, allowing him to swing in for 16. He's going to set one, which we know is going to be Revolt. And our Sky Striker player here is trying to get something going for the terraforming here, and that is going to search Area 0. Could have searched a Clutch Mystic Mine, am I right? So we'll see what happens here. I imagine we'll see him play the field spell, Area 0, and then probably commit a Ray to the board or some sort of normal summon. Try to get something going, and then we'll probably see the Revolt just to shut everything down. Engage is banished. Multi-roll is in the grave. It's just not a whole lot going here. But he's going to get the Ray on the field. It's going to get successfully linked into a Kagari. And he's going to get to add one back here. And it looks like he's going for the Widow Anchor. And Appaloosa, of course, will say no. But he's got 5 spells in grave here. And that is going to allow him to beat over the Appaloosa very easily. At least he's going to try to. But he's going to have the Revolt, and I believe that is just going to spell game outright. Yeah, I believe this is just going to spell game here. We got 1 card left. We know it's Area 0. Area 0 is not going to do any good with having no other cards in play And he's going to summon back those 3 and Link. And yeah, that's just going to prove to be game. So Sky Striker taking the match 2-1. And that's going to do it for this video. If you guys want to check out another video of mine, go ahead and click over on either of these annotations right now. And, of course, a special thanks to all of the YouTube members that support this channel. And a special thanks goes to our Divine level channel members, and they are Cadillacs84 and Pony Stark. Thank you guys so much for your continued and very generous support of this channel.